broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Good old Survivor! Oh my gosh. Our favorite song of all time is up. We're here for Survivor on AfterBuzz TV season 32, episode number 3. Thanks everybody for joining us, for tuning in on our live chat and on YouTube and all the other platforms. I'm Paige Bonanno. I'm your host. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Paige Bonanno, and make sure to use the hashtag ABTV and let us know your thoughts. Joining me tonight is...
Of course, my name is Michael Rippe, and you can follow me on social media at Mike Rips.
What's up, guys? What's up, AFTERBUZZers? My name is Jaco, and you guys can follow me on social media at Jaco.
Nice. Well, thanks again so much for joining us today. We're so excited, and the previews for next week already looked insane.
It's good.
And it's just, it gets crazier every single week. And low-key, I was hoping that the Brawn tribe would go back to tribal again.
Not even low-key.
Not even low-key.
Everybody wanted that.
God, it would have been so good.
It was so close, too.
It was close. It was really close. We'll obviously get into all that. We're going to start from the beginning like always, just so we can go over everything and nobody's lost. So we're going to start right away. We come back. We see the Brawn tribe coming back from tribal. Scott's kind of trying to justify to Alicia why he voted the way he did, which, you know, he voted for Alicia instead of Jen. He was the only one that voted Alicia. And Alicia, you know, is kind of like thinking that she's on top now, thinking that, you know, you can tell that she's more confident.
Top of the world, yeah.
I don't know why you voted for me if you knew Jen was going home. What did you guys think about that and about how she's acting now?
Well, I'm confused as to why Scott even has to say anything to her. Why does he even have to justify anything?
Right.
Agreed. Absolutely. I mean, it did seem that was a little bit not necessary for Scott to go to that level and to the extent, because, again, it didn't matter. So he was just kind of trying to say he was a loyal guy to Jen.
And I agree. Why does he even care what she's thinking? Because he's more on top than she is, and it just makes him seem like...
I mean, everybody knows she's at the bottom of the food chain.
Clearly.
It makes him seem like he thinks that he's not on top anymore, or like letting her think that she's on top. Yeah. And I didn't like that. But, I mean, I guess he was just trying to seem like a better person and showing her why he was voting the way he was.
Which leads to Alicia confiding in Sydney a little bit.
Yes. So what exactly was she saying? She was just telling Sydney that...
She was telling Sydney about...
That she doesn't like...
Scott, and why was Scott telling her this, and what are you thinking, you know...
And Sydney's like, I'm just going to nod my head and say yes.
Because she's obviously hoping now to get further in the game with the two-girl alliance.
Right.
That's what she's trying to do, but Sydney's like,
sorry. But Sydney's never on her side, so
happen.
why does she think that she can all of a sudden confide in Sydney?
Girl power.
Sometimes you wonder...
Girl power.
For a lot of the games so far, we've wondered why Alicia does something or thinks something, so...
We wonder why she does what she does.
Sure.
Yeah.
But she did bring up one point that may have gone unnoticed but might be important down the road. She did mention, like, Scott's a millionaire. He played in the NBA for 10 years.
Sure.
And that might come into play down the road if Scott continues.
I agree. Because people wouldn't want to vote for him to win.
This guy's already a millionaire. He's got money. Maybe that's a reason to vote against him just based on that. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But that was something she mentioned where I actually thought might be something down the road to watch for.
That's a really good point. Yeah, definitely. We also see right away with the Brawn tribe that Scott, you know, when Alicia goes away, he's kind of saying, I think we made the wrong decision, guys. I think we kind of agree that they made the wrong decision, but I mean, what do you guys think? Let us know.
I went look at social media a bit from the last week, and somebody asked Jason on his Twitter, you know, when did you guys decide to vote Jen off? And he said even before tribal council.
Oh yeah, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, they asked that to Jason?
Yeah, on Twitter.
Did he didn't say why?
He didn't say why. He just said before. They asked, did you guys decide then? Did you change your mind there, or did you guys, you know, decide before? And he said before.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, that's very interesting, because we kind of all thought that he just changed
right there on spot.
At the minute.
But obviously, I think like they knew something was up at the.
Well, if they were going to vote for, if they all decided beforehand, Scott still decided to not vote for her?
I mean, that seems murky based on just how outlandish Jenny went into the levels of sabotage she created. But who knows? I mean, it's clearly. I mean, we don't know how they edit the game and stuff.
The levels of sabotage she created.
We'll never forget Jenny from last week.
We'll never forget her.
Never.
No, never. The point is, I think she should have stayed for sure. I'm glad they won. They won tonight. I think once again, Alicia didn't do anything in the challenge.
Once again,
I think Jennifer at least would have contributed to some sense. You know.
Yeah, because Alicia was the only one that didn't actually do the balls, right?
She didn't. That's right. Which was interesting also because at the start, she was the first one for her team and she was struggling, remember?
Yeah, she was
Sydney was, yeah.
Sydney, but then
she went back in.
She went back in.
Alicia could not have gotten those balls up there.
No. That's why they didn't even tag her.
She didn't even get a chance.
She didn't. They probably didn't give her a chance and she didn't want to take a chance.
I mean, if it was me, I would have wanted to prove myself. And it's just another step to say, hey guys, you actually do need me.
I wouldn't have been the last one to jump in there by any means, but I would have gone like first or something. Then if I was doing bad, then I could have hopped out.
Yeah.
Alicia's not contributing very much, as we see again. Well, do you guys think that for sure it would have been a no-brainer that she would have gone home tonight if the Brawn had lost?
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
Unless she was able to get the immunity idol, which we'll see.
Which we'll talk about.
Right, we'll talk about.
Which didn't happen.
Which didn't...
By a mile, literally.
Right, literally by a mile. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's a little bit what's going on with the Brawn tribe right away. So when we jump into beauty, we see Ty's going for the idol again. So he had already gone for the idol, couldn't get it, He lost the tool. So basically, he came with the plan. He came up with a new plan to get the key because he lost the tool. So he makes his own tool,
right,
which worked.
It worked. And he also said, because we've seen him going for the idol now in every episode.
Right.
He did say that this was once and for all. He's getting it.
Once and for all.
And they do say the third time's a charm. And
he got it.
And that was true this time.
He literally said that this idol and I belong together.
He did. He also kissed the tree.
He kissed the tree.
Many times.
Thank you, tree. Thank you, tree.
Thank you, tree.
Passionately.
Passionately. He kissed, a couple times.
Very passionately.
He's a very passionate person.
And then, he puts on the idol. He says, I just need to wear it for a little bit, soak this in.
Yes.
And then this is where we first find out about the super idol.
Yeah.
So Ty reads it for the first time. We had kind of talked about this a little bit beforehand, seeing some articles or whatnot that this might be able to happen. But this is the first time that we see the super idol can actually help after the votes have been read.
Right.
So not just before. You don't have to pull it out right away. You can pull it out after, which is huge.
Right.
Yeah.
And the idea is that it's two idols fitting together.
Yeah.
Right. But you have to. So the first idol, you can use it just on your own, but you have to have the second idol to make that super idol.
To make it the super idol.
To make it the super. Okay.
Right.
So this will be interesting.
Because your normal idol you can only play before the votes.
Right.
To get the super idol, you can play it after the votes.
So, I mean, I wonder if Ty will find the second one, or if someone else will find the second one, and then be like, how do they find out if somebody else has the idol?
The thing is, in that tribe, nobody knows his idol's been found yet. So I think people will be out looking for it. The thing is, the beauty tribe's also quickly shaping up to be everybody's favorite tribe.
Beauty?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure.
For many reasons.
For many reasons. Strength, they've got beauty, they've got brains, they've got everything.
Yeah, they are strong and beautiful,
Fun.
they're fun, they're nice people.
Now, they're also winning all the challenges. So I don't really think that the idol, immunity idol, is on anybody's mind there.
Sure.
That's
But
true.
it was on Ty's.
It's been on Ty's
He's
from
playing
the
the game.
start.
From the get-go.
Yeah.
And
I'm getting this idol today.
It may also be where we don't see the super idol as a component of the game until there's a merge. And,
That's true.
Possibly teams come together. And
But I'm wondering how you can find out that the other person even has the idol,
Well, I mean...
Because for the Brawn tribe, everybody knows who has the idol. So if they find another idol, then they obviously know that they can put it together. But nobody else knows.
Mm-hmm.
Because they all scrambled and it was all freaking weird. But, I mean, Beauty doesn't know.
It's true.
I don't know.
What were you going to say before?
I forgot.
You forgot. Okay. Yeah. That's all right. Anyway, so I don't know. I think it'll definitely be interesting to see what's going to happen there.
Yeah. And we haven't seen anything really from Brains in the idol, right?
No.
I mean,
Brain hasn't... Brain hasn't even looked for the idol.
I mean, I don't remember.
I think they think they're too smart.
Is
They're too smart.
Are they outsmarting themselves by nobody searching for it? Because they don't want to get caught searching, so nobody is searching.
Yeah, I mean, possibly.
Which is interesting because talking about the Brain Tribe, we noticed in this episode how they split off into pairs, three pairs.
Sure.
There's real dissension amongst the group, and they each paired up.
Huh. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Going along with the Beauty Tribe, too, we see more... I mean, Ty's pretty much the rock star of the whole tribe. Like, he's constantly getting airtime. He's just a good guy. Fan favorite.
Yeah. With Caleb as an assist.
Yes.
I think they'd be a great like presidential ticket. Caleb and Ty. They're amazing together. Like teamwork.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, it's like Ty's very sensitive about things, and Caleb is very sensitive to Ty.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is so nice. Yeah, it's so nice.
Right.
We see that Ty is so upset about the chickens.
Oh, so sad.
And Caleb's like, yeah, you know, buddy, it's okay. Like, and then Ty's feeling his feet, like they're so cold, and Caleb's like, yep, he's dad. I'm so sorry. Like, yeah, it seemed like the whole tribe was really sentimental towards him.
Meanwhile, the whole tribe. Meanwhile, Nick on the other hand, he just shrugs it off. He doesn't care with his little burnt nose. He just
True.
There's something in that guy's eyes that I don't trust.
And that's what, you know, he even said to the camera, he's like, you know, some people might think of me as cold-blooded, you know, out for myself. And then we kind of see the tribe talking about how they don't trust him.
Right. Anna says that specifically, saying that she doesn't trust Nick, his fake smile.
Yeah.
She kind of sees through it.
Yeah. Yeah. But meanwhile, they're talking about how they think that Ty has too many emotions, and that could be like not go in his favor later on.
Yeah.
Well, if it gets
it's like the two extremes.
If it gets down to the $1 million, to kill a chicken or the emotions around that's not going to matter anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Aww.
And I just hope that they're not setting us up as viewers for a quick Ty fall where like,
I would be so sad.
Because so far he has just been electric as a character. In
That's
the
a
show.
good word for it, for sure. Yeah. So that's a little bit about the beauty. Then going to Brawn. So as you were saying before, we see that the teams really split off, or the people in the teams really split off.
Yeah.
So we have Debbie and Joe, Aubrey and Neil, Peter and Liz. So we kind of see Debbie talking about, you know, like giving these people little like nicknames and stuff, saying, Liz was doing that, saying that Debbie's not brave enough, Debbie and Joe are going to be goats, you know, Aubrey and Neil, like Neil could be fighting later on, like he's a bad person later on. Like what is going on? Like Debbie's just making up all these things about people, and I just think that she's kind of like moving ahead of herself a little much.
When you're saying Debbie or Liz?
Liz, sorry. I keep saying Debbie. I'm talking about Liz.
When Liz speaks to the camera and she looks at you, she got this kind of smile going. I feel like she talks to me and waiting for me to catch up because I'm not smart enough to understand what she's saying. And thinking while she's talking to me, like, God, you're dumb.
Yeah.
That's the feeling I get
when I see her. She has a smug look.
Yes. And so that bothers me.
Right. Yeah, sorry. I meant Liz this whole time.
Yeah.
So, you know, she's like saying all these different things and, you know, saying Neil has the potential to make a big move. I mean, Neil hasn't even shown anything of that sort yet.
No.
I don't know. She just kind of rubbed me the wrong way from the beginning. Also,
when we see the Brains tribe, we do see Joe on like the dock, suntanning and also doing crunches and working out.
Yeah.
And again, he's 71, 72.
Right. And who was saying something? I think it was Peter and Liz in the water saying, "Oh, wow, he's doing crunches." I'm like, yeah, he's trying to stay in shape so he can win challenges. Like, what is the problem?
This guy is an inspiration.
Right? I don't know. Liz rubs me the wrong way. And Debbie even said, she's a prima donna princess.
I mean, the amazing part about Debbie, too, is, again, she's front and center for the tribe, talking about this and that. But she also did mention how her idea is to sit back and observe.
Right.
And she said she was flying under the radar. Some of that I was confused by because I didn't think she's flying under the radar at all.
She's a little loud. I mean, I don't think that would be flying under the radar.
So I just didn't think like maybe in her head she actually thinks that. But it seemed like at least she might be playing the game well, but she's definitely not in the background. She's one of the main people in that tribe.
That's trying to pull the strings.
And she's made it clear often already in past episodes so far. So I'm not sure if she's... Right. You know... It seems like there might be a disconnect for her own self, her perception of herself in reality, which it didn't affect her tonight.
Right. It definitely could.
It could down the road because it seemed weird that she said she was going to sit back and observe, and so far she's playing well. But
tonight she observed and she was able to make a move.
She reacted to it.
But, I mean, in the future, I don't know how well it's going to work because... I like Debbie. Like, the more I get to know her, the more I like her a little bit more. I still think that she's a little quirky and weird, obviously, but I think that she's doing better, I guess.
I think she gained a lot of confidence or the trust of the viewers and the people in the tribe by standing up to these guys and saying, "You think it's going to work like that? I don't think so."
Sure.
And then also predicting the game. Seeing what's going to happen and being like, sorry, because, you know, I think she got a good eye so far in this episode. I thought she had a really good eye for what's going to happen and what is happening.
Yeah, I mean, she did well in this episode for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely. So after that, we kind of go back to the Brawn. So we see the weirdest finding of an idol ever. So Alicia and Sydney we had a little bit of argument about this. Not argument, but we were kind of discussion. Yes. Yeah. Who found the idol first? So we see that, the clue. Sorry. So it looked like Sydney found it, but she said later that Alicia found it.
Right.
So if Alicia found the clue on the ground, I mean, I know that it's not the actual idol, but wouldn't she kind of try to walk by it very carefully and not do anything, kind of the way that Sydney did with the box?
Right. No, it's confusing.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I mean, let us know if you guys saw, like, who actually picked up the idol first, or did they literally just find it together?
Right, because, I mean, at a certain point, we see them together searching, and then Sydney sends Alicia off.
But I don't see why they would have been like, hey, you want to go find the idol? Like, I don't think the two of them went out looking for the idol together.
No. I think somebody just noticed the little scroll.
Right. But then wouldn't you keep quiet about it? Because they're not on the same side.
Like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
You're next to me. Okay, well, I guess we have to look at it together.
I guess they'd be like, what is this?
Right, but then you could see Sydney playing the game, sending Alicia off, because then Sydney tells the camera and stuff, I found the idol. She says that. She goes, I found the idol, even though it's just a clue. She doesn't know that. She said, and then she just needs to find a tool to open the box.
So there's the first clue, which brought them to the box, correct?
Box, right.
Then the box, Sydney tries to send Alicia off, saying, go find the hose so we can, dig it up or get the key or whatever. And so then she finds this. She tries to open it. She can't open it.
She's trying to buy time in that period, too, to get it herself. She doesn't. Alicia comes back. She buries it.
She buries it again.
Then she goes back and tells Jason.
Right.
Hey.
So I think it was kind of a mix between Jason seeing... Because Jason see them.
Jason went out searching and saw them two there. So and then they saw that Jason saw them.
So then Sydney felt like she had to tell him.
It's a clever move.
To save herself, in a sense, she felt like, at least. So she tells Jason, so now a tribe that's already chaotic gets more chaotic because everybody is in, right?
And the chase begins.
Right, I wonder if Sydney would have told Jason had he not seen, because she's saying, I'm loyal to him, I'm going to tell him. I wonder if she actually would have told him.
She did say, I have to tell him he saw us.
Yes.
But I do think that she... Maybe not. No, I didn't.
I think if he doesn't see her, and
I think she would have been quiet. She's a clever girl.
She is. I think that's exactly right. She's clever, and I think she would have held that to her advantage. And if the time later meant she would say something, maybe, but she would have played it as a get out.
But then if they would have found out later, they would have been like, "What happened?"
But she would have had an idol.
And
that's powerful in this game.
Yeah.
Right? So we didn't even get to the end though. Who gets the idol, right? Because now we get the chase. Now everybody is in. Mm-hmm. So they need to go find the actual idol.
Right.
And they don't have the tool. So then we see Jason utilizing Scott because of his height and his basketball roots.
So the order of events after that is so Sydney tells Jason. Then Jason goes and runs instant.
And he goes.
They get the map. Remember?
So he's looking for.
He gets the map.
Where did he get the map?
From Sydney.
So Sydney had it from Alicia?
No. I think Sydney left that. She kicked while she was walking away with Alicia. She was kicking the ground back to cover it.
Yes.
So because Jason knows which tree it is, because on the way there with Scott, he was confused. He's like, no, it was that tree.
Sure.
He was trying to find the tree, and then at the bottom of the tree, he found the clue that Sydney found that said, you have to go to this place, and then he took off.
Right, because he had the map telling him where.
And so Sydney found that map, but that's what she reburied with the box.
Exactly.
Yes. So then Jason goes, gets
the map, and he reads it with Scott. Separate, because he says, remember, he just takes off.
Right.
He darts off. Alicia's trying to catch him. She can't. She's probably too tired. It's like a mad chase.
This is the weirdest thing.
Chase. And then they find the spot, the space. They look up whatever they find where the actual actual mini idol is, and it's too high, so they have to build. They use a huge branch that
because
Scott
they couldn't find the original.
Right. They finally get it. So Scott's got the tool, which they've created just on a huge branch, to poke it out. And at that point, then Alicia's caught up, and
they're all in a circle.
Yeah, so now Alicia and Jason are just waiting for this thing to fall.
I was so stressed out that Alicia was gonna catch it.
There's no way. Nobody will stand in the bounty hunter's way.
And you were saying earlier too, you're like, so, because Jason got it and Alicia obviously didn't really fight him for it. There was a little scramble. But he was like, so if Alicia had gotten it, would Jason literally have just snatched it out of her hand?
Yeah.
Which I believe he probably would have done.
Absolutely. And also Jason said one of the funnier things of the episode. He said he was possibly one of the best bounty hunters in Southeast Michigan.
Yeah.
I don't know how many bounty hunters are in Southeast Michigan, but if any are paying attention, please talk to us and let us know if that's true or false.
Please know that Jason is the best.
Has anybody been caught by him? I would love to hear from you.
We want to know stories about Southeast Michigan and bounty hunters. That was amazing. Possibly one of the best.
For sure.
Oh my God. Okay. I totally missed that comment.
So good.
Yeah.
If you're ever in Southeast Michigan and you need to catch someone, call Jason.
Call Jason, please. Just in that area, though. Nowhere else. Oh, my gosh.
The thing about that, though, is the way he handled that whole situation, which might come back and bite him in the ass later, is the fact that he's a bully. He's really throwing off, and I think he's going to lose fan favorite. If you go onto Twitter, social media, you'll see a lot of people love him for that kind of man that he is. But a lot of people also say, hey, that guy's a bully. He should get off as soon as possible.
Well, right away, I really liked Jason. And I mean, I still don't not like Jason, but the more I get to know him, the more I'm kind of like, okay. Slow it down a little bit.
He takes what he needs.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of, I think, grows thin after a while sometimes. It wears on you. So, you know, if you're going to be like that, you got to pick and choose.
You have to choose your battles.
You can't always be like that. I think that
Is he going to do that to Scott?
Right.
Right. I mean, at a certain point, he's just going to, someone's going to go against him, it looks like. So we'll see. But I'm surprised they didn't have to get rid of someone else because they were so close.
Oh, my God.
Right?
Well, we also see, too, like, after Jason catches the idol, he's so pumped. So just Jason and Scott go, and they're the only ones that read it. So Sydney's not in this, Alicia's not in this. They're the only ones that know about the super idol. So
that's right.
So Alicia and Sydney don't even know about this yet.
They basically think that the idol chase or the idol is taken. There's no possible idea for another one or what it is.
So now we're going to see Scott and Jason looking for a second.
Scott and Jason have an actual advantage in the game right now in their tribe that the two girls have no idea about.
Right. Yeah.
But that tribe, clearly, I mean, they didn't have to go to tribal council this week, but you could tell. I mean, they're
going to go soon.
They have issues.
It's not next week. They're going to be going
issues.
soon.
Well, they're not teammates.
There's no cohesion.
No.
They're all...
The only teammate there is Scott and Jason.
Right.
Sydney's tagging along, and she's great.
But she's kind of amazing. Yeah, it seems like she's
just trying to figure her way to get to the merge. It's
right.
Like, I just need to stay alive to get to
the
other
problem
people.
with that though is if they get to tribal council before the merge, and she's gone.
Right. If Alicia's gone and it's just down to them three, Sydney could be in big trouble unless she pulls a move, which who knows in the next couple episodes. But you're absolutely right.
Exactly. So then we move on to the immunity challenge, and we see that they're playing for comfort items versus emotional items. What did you guys think about that? I mean, I think I get the emotional aspect, but I would try to be comfortable, you know?
Not so early in the game.
Not so much.
I don't think it matters at this point.
Yeah, like later on, maybe when you're like really pushing for that money. But I mean, right now, I would definitely go for comfort. There was lots of pillows, blankets, everything you need. So I thought that was what I would have gone for. But so we see who sits out for beauty, who sits out for brain. Anna and Michelle sit out for beauty. Aubrey and Joe sit out for brain. So, I mean, I don't really think it's that significant on either side. It's probably just, kind of what they decided at camp. So yeah, I mean, then we see Beauty gets first. Didn't they get first the last two? They've always gotten first so far.
Well, Brain's won week 1.
Okay. Yeah.
But Beauty was second.
Not far behind.
And then Beauty was first last week, and then again, Beauty was dominating in this. It was a dominating effort. Beauty
is dominating right now. So they were well in front of the other teams, and then it gets down to Debbie versus Sydney for Brawn and Brains, and right at the end, Sydney pulls through.
It was so close.
I really thought that Debbie was going to pull it off.
It was bite your fingernails time. It was close.
I mean, I think we all kind of wanted Brawn to go back.
I wanted Brawn to go back.
I was hoping that Brawn was going.
I was seeing that little ball just. Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
Falling off.
Oh. Yeah, Sydney was very ballsy in what she was doing too. Like she would just go really fast to get it up really fast, and then
she took chances. But that also personality. She's
I
feel, maybe I don't know.
You gotta you gotta have a little bit of risk in there.
At first it slowed her down, but later on it worked out for her. So
and maybe that first run through she had actually helped her.
Yeah.
In the second, right?
Yeah.
She had that first
maybe.
And what we were talking about before, though, Alicia never went up at all.
Nope.
So again, we see that she's just kind of like failing her tribe the whole time, and she fell off the wall. Like I feel like she's just very awkward and can't move correctly.
It's a beautiful shot, and getting the rise back, and you just see Alicia. Out of nowhere.
So I mean, it's kind of typical from what we've been seeing so far. So we see that Brains is going to tribal. So we go back to camp. We see that Liz is automatically taking the leader role.
Right.
She is, very confident in her decisions, what's going on, and the whole thing is just messed up.
Even so confident that she actually says that losing is possibly a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Right? She's leading
she did say that.
At that point, she's leading a charge against Neil. She's got it all set up that Neil is going to go home.
Neil's going home.
And she's confident of it, of course.
So she wants Joe and Debbie to vote Neil. So she goes up to Debbie, tells her this whole situation, and Debbie's like, okay. She goes, she wants me to just follow orders, like, you know, a good person. And she's like, I think that she's faking, and I don't think that she's legit, so I don't want to do this for her.
And again, I feel like because it was Debbie, there was no chance that Debbie was just going to do whatever someone else said.
No way.
Debbie obviously had her own ideas, right?
Debbie's not for that at all. Also, Neil gets a little camera time there saying, they're saying that I have an idol throwing these fake things around, and as a result, they need to be punished.
Yes.
So I kind of like that little bit.
Yeah.
Peter's also talking about how, oh, you know what? No, they can't even take the lead on anything. They're the clay that we mold. And that, I was like, Peter, come on. Like, you're just way too arrogant for this.
Right.
The problem here is he thinks that nobody else is clever or smart on the Brains tribe. He doesn't understand all those other people there is there for a reason as well.
It is the Brains tribe, so...
Come on, Peter.
Yeah.
Like, as an ER doctor, for as smart as you are, you need to figure that out.
Right. And, Debbie's saying, too, like, he's an over exuberance of like everything that he's saying. He's just way over the top, and we're not having this. So they kind of just form their own and go against him.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that was like I think it was a great move.
I think it's a great move.
It was kind of Debbie's whole thing. I don't think anybody else would have done it if it weren't for her.
Yeah, I think so too. It was a great move, and you could see in Tribal Council when Jeff was asking all those questions, they were starting to move around a bit. You can see they're starting sweating because I think they understand the significance of a social game at that point.
Sure.
Because they were just saying what they wanted.
Right.
That's when the reality is like, okay, this is almost D-Day. This is the time. Now we find out.
Yeah, because, they're not playing the social game. Like, Peter and Liz don't know how to play the social game at this point. They think they can say anything they want to say and they'll be fine. So I'm glad that they kind of taught them a little lesson. And Debbie says, right before we go to break, she's like, it'll be a total blindside. And, she was right.
Total blindside.
Total blindside. So yeah, we see that, going into Tribal, then there are 3 voting units. Peter getting cocky again, saying, oh, well, it's not going to be your plan, Neil. I'm like, stop talking. I thought that he was going to go home.
I was hoping he was going home, especially at the end. You also said to Jeff, what I want to do is just, because Jeff was asking question after question, trying to get, for the audience's sake and for the pleasure, getting answers out of him.
Right.
And he was just like, all I want to do is just go and put some, names on some parchment or something, he said. So, yeah.
And we see that it is a 3-way tie, 2 for Aubrey, 2 for Peter, and 2 for Liz. And Liz is freaking out. Like, she has her hand on Peter's leg. Like, she's getting so nervous. And I felt bad for Aubrey, too, because she was getting really nervous. And I was like, Aubrey, you're not going home. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like, don't get too nervous.
I did want to just throw in, I don't know if you guys watched the season with Tony.
No, I didn't.
Did you? With Tony? No?
No.
Okay.
The last Brain versus Brawn.
Yeah, so one of our guests in the chat room wanted us to talk about Tony to Joe, the comparison, but we can't.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry about that. Any other questions, though? We'll try to help you out.
Yeah. So, that's kind of what happens when you try to control so much, is my thought. Liz tried too hard to control everything, and then she ended up going home for it.
So for future survivors, trying to be the puppet master is bad. Don't do it. You're going to go home.
Don't be the one on top.
Don't be the
like
puppet
that.
master if you get picked for Survivor.
Right,
and especially so early, I think.
It's just pure arrogance. They casted him for that. That's why he's there.
Exactly. So we see that Joe and Debbie voted for Liz, and Aubrey and Neil voted for Peter.
So the good thing here is that Liz and Peter's original plan of being a 3-way tie for any immunity idols, that happened. Like that was all good. That actually is the same plan that happened, and then they just flipped it out in the end.
Exactly. So, poor Liz, but lesson to everybody else, that's what happens when you try to control too much, so.
Yep.
So yeah, that's our recap for Survivor. Make sure to hashtag ABTV Survivor, let us know, and comment on the live chat. So let's get into predictions now. What do you guys think is gonna happen in the future? I don't know.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Your AfterBuzz TV.
And comment and let us know what you guys think as well.
I love its lights.
Yes, it's the best. So what are you guys' thoughts for next week? We already see some craziness in the promos. Some like being taken out on the helicopter, some illnesses.
I think definitely the drama's going to happen with the Beauty Tribe. I think the Beauty Tribe just had it too easy up until this point.
They have
so
coming.
for everybody's sake, I think for some entertainment, I think beauty's gonna see some harsh times coming up.
Okay. All right.
And I would agree that I think that the beauty tribe is where the episode preview looked like the beauty tribe is in trouble. I just hope it's not Ty.
Yeah.
He was crying for somebody else.
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't for him.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not Ty.
But just sorry, Mike. Just Ty is so sensitive that he might be crying for someone else's tribe member that's being yelled at.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you don't really know who's going out.
That's so
he
true.
He is very sensitive.
That is so true.
Aww, Ty.
Still my MVP. I love you.
Still
Ty.
your MVP?
Still my MVP right now, Ty.
Out of all the tribes? He's your number one. Okay.
Ty's my number one. I like you, Ty.
I like you, Ty.
You're my guy.
Jaco, if you had to pick one, who would it be? Your MVP?
MVP is most favorite person.
Yeah, most valuable player.
Yeah.
So if you could pick out of everybody.
I would say right now Caleb. I saw him in Big Brother as well.
Caleb.
He's a young lad. He's a good-looking guy. He's got values, morals.
I think Caleb's really hot.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy.
He's good looking. He's nice, but the thing is, he's not just good looking. Like Nick is great looking, but he's like kind of
Nick. Okay,
lame.
Let's take
but
from a guy's perspective, I don't think Nick is that good looking. He's got an awkward face. Sorry, Nick. Hey man, you've got a weird social game, and you've got. I'm sorry. Just gonna throw it out there.
I think he's good looking, but I think that Caleb is good looking and a nice guy, so it just brings him up to the whole other level.
I'm gonna leave it to you two.
All right, yeah, I'll just keep talking about Caleb all day. This is how I was with Joel last season. If you guys watched.
One more prediction though, I do think that the Brawn tribe is going back to tribal council next week.
Do you?
I do.
I agree.
They escaped. It was so close. Otherwise, they would have had 3 in a row there. I think they're going back.
Yep.
I need to see multiple weeks of progression, and they were a second away from being right back there. There's a lot of dissension. I still don't think they're off the hook. And I think that next week, so with that being said, I think Alicia is in big trouble next week.
I mean, they literally have 3 tribe members when they do challenges because Alicia doesn't count.
They're even saying they have 3.5. They've already minimized her to a half.
A person.
Whatever you think of Alicia, no matter what, there's clear dissension in that tribe.
Exactly.
None of them are really liking each other except for Scott and Jason. So I think they're going back next week to tribal council, and that means big trouble for Alicia.
I think if anything, Nick's in trouble in the beauty tribe. For Brawn, obviously Alicia, Brains.
But isn't it funny that
Peter.
just Caleb, the girls are trying to side with Caleb in the beauty for if something happens?
If what?
If something happens, if they go to tribal, the girls are trying to get Caleb to side with them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see, but we're excited to find out as always because Survivors is crazy and it's the best show ever. But thanks for watching, you guys, so much. Thanks for watching AfterBuzz TV. Make sure to like, subscribe, get that thumbs up on YouTube. Let us know how we're doing. I'm your host. I'm Paige Bonanno. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Paige Bonanno.
And I'm Michael Rippe, and you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mike Rips.
My name is Jaco Vienings, and you guys can follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, all those good things at Jaco Vienings.
Thanks, guys.
See you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.